look, I've decided to, I'm turning the camera back on up here as well. Again, let's get some rays in here, and I've got my little setup just there. Unit living is stressful. Like, I did take care of that one neighbour. Yes, I took care of Knucklehead, but there's others here. There's others that are equally annoying. It's hugely you know what it is? Because I grew up in it. My mum owned the house. My mum's dad bought the house in Campsie in about 1950, and then when Joe passed, Mum inherited the house, and she inherited the house, and so what it was that. So I grew up in a house, but not only did I grow up in a house, Mum owned it. We didn't rent. We never had any of the renting issues. Mum and Dad would never. Mum never come to me once every 6 months and say, "Got to tidy up the room. We've got to tidy up the house." Being inspected, and she never ever had any of that. I didn't grow up in that atmosphere, but I did have some friends. I had friends who lived in units, and occasionally I would go into a unit, and sometimes they'd be like, "Shh, gotta be quiet." I could never understand that. They'd just be quiet. It's like, although I think the 1980s was a little bit different in regard that people weren't, people lived differently back then. But renting in a unit has been the most stressful time in my life, and considering that I grew up in a privately owned house, huge difference. And that's why I think annoys me, frustrates me so much here, is that when Strata does something around here, when Christine does something around here, we do not get consulted. That annoys me. That irritates me. I don't like not being consulted about things like that. And so, the noise around here never stops. Someone's usually, like in 2 or 3 hours here and there during the week of quietness. But someone usually starts up, whether it's hammering, trying to do something, and they don't hold back. There are some loud TVs around here, but we tend not to hear them. I've just set the amplifier back up. When I watch a movie late at night, I put the headphones in. I put the headphones on. Now, how many of my other neighbours put the headphones in? None. And George and Emily, they've got their TV up full blast at the moment. But once I shut that door, can't hear a thing. The only time I notice their TV is when they're outside, about to come into the foyer. To open the foyer door, I'm like, oh. I'm always glad that I don't have to put up with that. But there is noise around it. The Forever Research Consciousness channel. Okay? And that's where I have and I also like Darius J. Yeah, it is Darius J. Where's my girl? It's Darius J. As I said, I do have a dilemma. My dilemma is exiting the Matrix completely, or stating, I'm not going back, I'm staying over this side now, I'm going to explore the other realms. I love my life on Earth. I actually this is my favourite lifetime. I've been through things in this lifetime that have been extremely unpleasant and traumatic. I regard this as my favourite lifetime. I don't know how many others I've lived. I could have lived hundreds of lifetimes. There's a possibility I may have lived hundreds of lifetimes. Look, I had a reading done once. Years ago, and just had a reading, and the woman said to me, she said something effective, you've lived 380 lifetimes, and she said in some of those lifetimes you were an addict, like you had an addiction. Well, alcohol has been one of those in this lifetime. I've never gone near drugs, but anyway, this is This is my favourite lifetime. I wouldn't relive it again. I don't want to relive it again. I've learnt. I feel like I've learnt the most. I've learnt a great deal in this lifetime. I wouldn't be the person I am today if I hadn't been through the experiences that I've been through. But they've been traumatic experiences, and I have felt joy and happiness in lots of bits and pieces. Would I redo it? I don't know how many times I've actually lived this lifetime. Would I redo it? No, I don't want to redo it. I'm not going through this again. Once I'm done here, this is very important. Earth has been very, very important to me. I'm not coming back. I won't come back. And so when I when I make the transition to the other side, I know, hopefully I'm going to stick around for as long as I can. I've got stuff to do. I want to explore the other realms. So there's a bit of a dilemma. Completely exit the Matrix and have nothing to do with it, or explore the other realms. Don't necessarily exit the Matrix, but we don't need to come back here for further lifetimes if we choose not to. No, I am not coming back here. I'm not coming back. I'm sorting out all my issues in this lifetime, sorting everything out, remembering my experiences, and resolving them, resolving all my issues, resolving it all, getting absolution from it, doing my best to get absolution from it. And I also have Kenneth Humphreys is quite very insightful, and so is Rabbi Tovia Singer. Rabbi Tovia Singer, but the amount of people that get stuck, get trapped, because they get into their one-dimensional traditional bubble where they never ever question anything. Their parents teach them, tell them what they were taught, and they accept it, and that's how they do things. That's how they do things, and that's how you get stuck in the Matrix. I mean, everything that is occurring within our brains. In fact, light comes into our eyes, and in fact, what happens is it's in there upside down, so our brain has to turn it around to flip it the other way. So everything we're experiencing, touch, feel, taste, everything is it's in here. So what's out here then? What's all this? And also the atom, has an electron and a neutron. I think it has 2 electrons, 1 neutron and 2 electrons. And there's a lot of space in the atom. There's a lot of space. And depending on the atom vibrates according to what it is. What frequency for atoms, each atom arrangement vibrates differently. And I kind of thought about this stuff in my 20s. In my 20s, I thought, is this some kind of illusion or game? What is this? Religion never quite agreed with me. I was in religion for quite a while. I kind of got, I wouldn't say sucked into it. I was influenced into it for some time. And it never sat right with me. It never quite felt right. And the Jesus thing never felt right for me. And didn't get very far with that. Well, I didn't like the idea of praying. I've never been at all. I've always been dreadful at praying. Never was very good at it at all. Oh, I'm going to pray now. giving my life to a man that may have lived 2,000 years ago is illogical. Doesn't make sense to me. Never, ever, ever, ever sat right with me. It just didn't. And so I don't subscribe to that. But that last part over an hour ago cut out. What do you do when you just can't stand your neighbour at the front? Unit 2. There is something I've got in mind. Can't talk. Not really going to speak about it at the moment. But his parents used to live here. They pissed off, but they come back to visit once a fortnight in their car, and they just plonk it in the middle of the driveway like they own the joint. But one thing I can't stand about him is the opening and closing of his car. As he opens it, he goes clunk, just clunk. They're a bad smell. What do I do about? What do I do with regard noises around here? I attempt to tune out from it, away from it, and also I think long term that eventually we'll be in a house. I tune out from it. Because they're for the most part just little disturbances. My least favourite noise in regard to this unit complex is the sound of his car. And whenever he speaks, whenever he opens his mouth to talk. And people just can't fucking behave themselves. They can't behave themselves. And who just choose to stay around like a bad smell. So yeah, I'm quite somewhat tired at the moment. And yeah.